Hello everybody, thank you all so much for checking out this video. I hope you guys had a much more profitable week of trading than I did on the $1,000 account this week. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below if you like watching these weekly episodes of how to trade $1,000 or how I trade $1,000. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into the account and what happened this week. So this week was painful, to say the least, for a lot of people who were in tech and who were in growth. And this rotation happened so abruptly. After Friday's job numbers on Tuesday when we reopened, tech and growth just got slammed, like boom, right out the gate. S&P and the NASDAQ were down, and anything that was growth or tech related, unless you were in Apple, Google, or Amazon, some of the other big value tech companies, then you were getting crushed. So inevitably, this is one of the big problems and downsides with investing with smaller amounts of money, is that you are investing more so into smaller growth companies because you don't have the capital to go out there and spend, say, 14% of your portfolio on one share of Apple. So let's just first look at our positions. So the very first thing you can see is that we have a lot of red. I mean, we're talking Doge down 20%, Huya down 11, EVGO down 21. We got our hot calls are getting destroyed that I bought this last week. We'll talk about those. We got 12% down NEO, 17% down on AMC, ChargePoint down 11%. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the orders that happened. So the very first thing that I want to talk about on Tuesday is I opened up a position in PLL, Piedmont Lithium Company. Piedmont Lithium Company, I like the company and I like the stock quite a bit. They actually have some contracts with Tesla to supply them with lithium, and they are expanding their mining operations quite a bit and even going to start mining lithium here in the United States. I think that they're a very, very good play if you're looking to play the precious metal, battery metal mining sector, if you will. I think they're a great play, and at $73, I actually think that's a really decent entry price on them. I have a price projection for myself that I've created of around $85 to $90 by hopefully around Q2 of 2022. I foresee them being at an $85 or $90 company, definitely. After that, I also added and opened a position in ChargePoint. We had a bit of a pullback down to 31.43, and since it has been running non-stop lately, I wanted to get in on it a little bit and take advantage of some of the pullback. So we opened a position on ChargePoint. They're a great EV charging company. I see them all over around my local area, and I'm sure that if you guys have gas stations or like Kroger grocery stores around you, you might as well. They have a really huge charging base, and they even have some chargers over in Europe. So they have a really great head start, in my opinion, in the EV charging space, and it's overall a really great company that I see growing massively over the next decade. Very next thing that we bought was Douyu. So I have been watching Douyu and Huya, and which is why we owned Huya before, because they have been in talks about doing a merger for a very, very long time. So some of the news that came out was that Douyu and Huya's merger got blocked and declined. So when that happened, Douyu just took a total dump. Let me show you really quick here. We can pull it up. So you can see here on the day chart, they are just totally decimated down here at $5.45. They are at a rock bottom, lower than they have ever gone before after that bad news on the merger. Now here's the thing to keep in mind, guys. Even though that merger didn't go through, they're still making some money. They're still doing a decent job at running this business. And what they do with being a streaming platform similar to Twitch, but they're in China, I really do feel like the company is strong and that they have a lot of growth ahead of them. So to be able to pick them up at this $5.45 price, I think was kind of a little bit of a no-brainer. Now, if they're still down on Monday, it's definitely one to keep your eyes on. I think it's definitely an interesting and possibly really good opportunity. So then on Wednesday, I did some more trading. On Wednesday, I dollar cost averaged down on my SoFi. I bought one more share at 1703. And now if you want to know my conviction on that, go ahead and watch last week's episode. And then I also dollar cost averaged down on EVGO. I bought another 2 shares of them at 1380, and I've been holding a little bit of buying power right here, this 21, because if you go watch my hot stocks video, which I'll put a time card up here right for it, then you'll see that actually EVGO was one of my picks, and there's something that I'm watching for that if that does happen, I'm going to be picking up some more EVGO. with that 20 bucks. Hopefully, maybe I could get a share or two out of it. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, we picked up another love call. It is the same love call actually that we were playing before. It's that same July 16th, 2021, $85 call. Now my reasoning for buying that, I will show you. Now my reasoning for buying this call again, even though it is expiring in 6 days, I think, from now, so I have a very short amount of time, was that it's a cheap call for one, so it doesn't cost a lot for me to get into it. But I think we're going to start to see this bounce up again this next week. We had this pullback from the top down to the 68.07, and then we started to get bull flags, and we rallied up here to about 82, call it. And ever since that 82, we took our options profit, I think, right around in here, and then we just got hammered back down and got pushed actually under that resistance down to 64.70. Now, these last couple days though, we've been seeing this stock start to potentially push back up and want to break up into this. We're starting to see that inflect an uptrend again. So to me, I see there's a potential that love could kind of repeat this run that we had right here earlier in June, and if that happens, then we could make out with some good, nice profit on those love calls again. One other thing that I've been watching and looking at, kind of thinking of as interesting, is this W shape that we hopefully form. We've kind of done it before back here. We have the same, pullback, return, pullback, and now hopefully we repeat it again over here, but in this case we had returned. So going back into the account though, as you can see, today we're sitting right now at $1,004. So we technically haven't lost any of our initial investment, but we have kind of pulled back on those stocks to make it look like we no longer have that victory from some of our first option plays. But here's the way that I like to think of it, guys. We were able to pick up more shares. Essentially, we were able to pick up shares equivalent to that $1,100 area that we were in. So the way I look at it is when these stocks do start to actually go back to where they were before, we're going to be back up to the $1,100 area anyway. And once they actually start to become profitable, then we're going to see ourselves go up from there. So I'm really excited about some of the positions. I actually like the setup quite a bit that we have in the account. I wish that we had more money in there so I could be taking advantage of some of the really cheap deals that are on the market right now. And if anything gets any cheaper next week, I know I'm going to be wishing that we had more money in the account then, because I would really like to be buying stuff while it is cheap. But that's not always possible, and that is one of the downsides to investing with only $1,000. And I do want to be 100% transparent with you guys on this account to show you that, hey, you play with a little bit of money and it can make it kind of hard to trade. So I want to give you guys the full experience of how that looks and what I do to try and trade with small amounts of money. All right, guys, well, we're up to $1,005 now, so I think that's a good time to end it while we're up $1 on the video. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for checking out this video, and if you do enjoy this content, please hit the subscribe button down below and also hit that like button, as it does help me out tremendously. Also hit that notification bell, as I am going to be posting about 4 videos per week. I'm going to be posting videos a little bit differently than I have in the past before I try to kind of group everything all together into a big long video, and now I'm going to try and kind of cut it up into 3 or 4 smaller videos every week, so it gives you guys more content in a more digestible time frame. So that way it's not that you have to sit down and watch a video for a whole 30 minutes. Instead, you maybe only have to take 5 to 10 minutes to watch what you want to watch at that specific moment. If you do like that, please let me know down in the comments. If you'd rather see me return back to the longer format video, also let me know that down in the comments. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you next week.